Welcome back to another YouTube video, guys. Today we are going to be jumping right into what makes a good quality prospecting creative when you're actually running your ad campaigns. I know that a lot of people, whether you are a marketing agency, a freelancer, or you're just running your own Facebook advertising, you know how important creatives are, because creatives are what basically allow you to resonate and grab your audience's attention, and so that you can actually convert and make more purchases online. And so today we're going to skip all the fluff. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to give you a second-by-second breakdown on exactly what you need to be incorporating into your ads to see a much better click-through rate and a much better CPM. And we're going to show you guys how creators actually dial into better CPMs as well too, because I know so many of you guys are complaining about Facebook's crazy CPMs lately. It's like the last month or so, for some reason in April, CPMs have been skyrocketing. But for our agency, we've been focusing heavily on creative and copy, and our CPMs have actually been the best they ever have right now. So we're gonna dive right in today. We're actually gonna show you guys as well too some creatives that we actually model ours after on some other cool brands. So stay tuned and we're gonna get right to it. Alright, so before diving into anything, to give you guys some more context for maybe some of the people who are beginners here, you're just starting to build Facebook ads and everything, what I mean by a creative is basically the image or video or even a GIF that you are basically using for your advertising campaign. Basically, the images and the videos that you're seeing when you're scrolling on your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed, those are the ad creative. And so when you really focus in on what makes a very good quality ad creative, that's what's gonna allow you to really resonate with your audience and what's gonna allow you to drive them to your store to actually purchase. It's the first way for you to make your first impression with an audience member who is in your ideal audience type, and it's gonna allow them to click the link, go to your page, and potentially purchase, or at least become a part of your funnel. All right, so what do you want in your creative? Well, we're gonna break things down in a second-by-second format so that you guys can start building better quality creatives, or at least getting your graphic designers or whatever agency that you use maybe to make your guys' e-commerce ads to follow the step-by-step plan and start split testing different variants of this. All right, so your first 1 second to 3 seconds. Now, our agency personally loves showing the product that you're trying to sell and its functionality. And you can literally do this for anything. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. You just need to follow that if your product is in the first second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds of that video, it's gonna just allow your audience to see what is it you're exactly selling. They're gonna see it in action as well too, which makes a hell of a big difference. Now, if you were to use an example of this, if you were selling clothing, maybe you're showcasing your clothing being put on, you're showcasing the clothing being in action, whether maybe it's athletic clothing or it's just casual clothing, whatever it is, you're trying to really create a picture in somebody's mind about them wearing that clothing. And so whatever it is that you're trying to do, show the product and show its functionality. All right, so now for the 3 second mark to the 6 second mark. Well, what we find best, and from all the split tests that we've ever ran, we find that actually showcasing maybe the problem that that product solves. So you're not actually showing the solution yet, you're showing the problem. You know, a lot of the times you could look at, maybe clothing, for instance. A lot of times maybe a big problem with clothing is it doesn't fit properly, or maybe it shrinks in the dryer, things like that. So you're showcasing the problems about that product that is typical within that product's industry, right? And so it doesn't matter what industry you're in, the products that you're selling, they solve a problem. And so you want to showcase those problems first, so then that leads you into the next aspect, which is basically the solution. You want to showcase the solution because your product is that almighty product that's going to solve all of that client's problems, all that customer's problems. And so you want to make sure that basically from the 3 second mark to the 6 second mark, you're showing the problems that are maybe arising in that product's industry. But then from 6 seconds to about 15 seconds, you're actually showcasing the solutions that your products actually solve. And that's key, because without actually showing the solution to the problems, you're going nowhere with this ad. So you want to make sure you touch on the problem, you touch on the solution, you bring those together, and then that's going to make for a very, very good ad. Now, it's also worthwhile saying the typical average watch time of the ads that we at least create are typically about 10 to 15 seconds in a 30-second ad. When you showcase the problem and you showcase the solution, at least the customer or your ideal audience member is actually seeing, they're seeing the problems, they're seeing the solutions, and they're seeing what your product can actually do when it's in action. So that's very, very important. All right, so now that you've shown the product, you've shown the problems that are maybe in that industry, and you've provided the solutions, what's next? What we find best is when you showcase the solutions that your product brings, your client or your potential audience member is going to have objections. And this is key because every person, when you're trying to sell something, is going to have objections. Either it's too much, the quality might not be up to par, they have questions about, the look of it, how it feels, whatever it is, there's going to be objections. And so you want to be able to handle those objections in the next bit of your scenes. And we typically like to spend either 5 to 10 seconds actually handling these objections. And it's quite easy. You can basically showcase some B-roll in the background of your product being in use, and then just have text overlay showcasing some of those objections and then being completely wiped out by you obviously going in and solving those objections for your audience member. A lot of companies and brands, they don't even address these objections at all. They just try to go in for that quick sale, that instant gratification. And if you are in it for the long term and you actually want to have products sustain sales and sustain, profitable conversions, you want to be handling objections and be, putting in some extra effort to convince your audience to actually purchase. And so by handling objections, it's going to allow you to make that sale and really encourage your customer to click the link, go to your landing page and purchase. So now that you have about 10 seconds left, you're at that 20-second to 30-second mark, what should you do next? What we find best is focusing in on social proof. Now, nobody buys something to be the first person to really buy something. People are always looking everywhere else. They're looking for that, that urgency. They're looking for other people to basically, validate their own reasons of why they're purchasing something. And it's exactly like, 5 or so years ago when fidget spinners were a big thing, because they weren't really a big thing until everybody started looking around and seeing everybody with these fidget spinners. And then all of a sudden, everyone's now rocking fidget spinners in class, around the streets, everything. So it's all about social proof. So the next 10 seconds or the last 10 seconds of your video, you want to be focusing in on user-generated content, testimonials, and reviews. And whether it be in text overlay that you're showcasing those things, or it be in the B-roll and video side of whatever it is that you're showcasing, you want to make sure that in that video, you are showcasing people using the product and people giving reviews of the product. And you can do this in a variety of different ways. Our favorite way to do it with video is to actually combine, 2 to 3 clips of maybe testimonials of people talking about the product and how they enjoyed it. And then with an image, it's as easy as showcasing somebody holding that product or using that product, and then basically just writing a text overlay with maybe 5 stars and then writing a review on it. Super simple. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, if you focus more so on the quality of your creatives, you're gonna see so much better results in your click-through rate. Most of you guys are spending $50 to $100 a day on these testing campaigns, and you're getting like, a 0.75 click-through rate or a 1.5 click-through rate. You should be aiming for like 2%, 3% for a unique click-through rate, because that's just gonna allow you to spend the same budget, but increase the amount of traffic that's coming from your ad to your landing page. And it's gonna speed up the process of you being able to stay profitable and scale that budget vertically, so then basically now you're just focusing on maintaining profitability and increasing your budget so that you can make more revenue. Please do not be confused. Creatives are one of the most important parts and aspects of your actual ad campaign. All right, so now that you've been given a timeline breakdown of what you should be incorporating into your ads, I'm gonna actually showcase to you guys a few different ads from some of the bigger brands that we actually model our creatives off of when we are helping our clients coordinate their ad creatives, or even sometimes having our clients ship products to us. We'll make the creatives and we will model our ads after these big brands. So let's jump right in. All right, guys. So we are actually in Facebook ads library. And if you don't know what that is, I'm actually gonna make a whole other YouTube video on that, just because Facebook is changing things up. It's a little bit harder to actually access Facebook ads library. You actually have to search it up now rather than just going to pages and actually clicking on it, at least in my region. So we'll get into that later. But right now we're gonna be looking at one of my favorite brands to be modeling creatives after, and it's Cuts Clothing. They actually really expanded their brand simply because they were so effective at making good quality creatives. And the cool thing about Cuts Clothing is they really just eliminated all excuses, because I think a big problem amongst dropshippers or anyone starting a brand, they struggle to make content when it's actually so simple and so easy. And you can make videos from pictures. You can make videos with GIFs, things like that. And so they're really creative and just keep things in such a simplistic, minimalist way that allow everyone to eliminate all the excuses they have around making content. And they just really hone in on what works. And so let's just dive right into things and start giving you guys a little bit more context. So these are obviously just still images. This one's a carousel, but again, this one's really cool. It just shows one really great benefit of this shirt. And it's as simple as that. They have very minimalist branding. They show their brand here. Then they show obviously the product. They put a lot of emphasis on the product. And then they have some really nice text that clearly they use some Photoshop, because you can see here the writing is going in behind the actual sleeve there. And same here, you know, the King of Cotton, 100% Peruvian. But, you know, like it's just super minimalist. They have, again, the very nice branding. It's just super cool. And then when you look at the actual copywriting and the headlines and everything, it's all very in alignment with the creative. So that's also something really, really key, is you want your creative and your copy to be in alignment with one another. This one's actually a great example as well too, because this just showcases how you can actually make still images a very good quality creative. So you can see here, they have all these really cool benefits popping up, you know, pick your color, choose your cut, select your color. You know, it's just really, really cool. This is great for some of you guys who are actually in the customization sort of niche. You know, you can just showcase some still images of your product and then just showcase some benefits and features fly up out of the screen and make things super intuitive and engaging. And that's the best part, is if you actually learn how to edit your own ads, I mean, you will have an endless amount of content to be able to create and share on your ad campaign. So this is really, really cool. And yeah, they just do such a great job. And again, you can tell this is the exact same ad right here. They've used the exact same copy, but now all they've done is they just included somebody's face basically in this creative. And that's really, really important, because a lot of people, again, if they can see other people wearing the clothing and they can see other people using your product, they will be happy and much more encouraged to go and purchase. That's a big thing. And you can even see here, again, this is just another great social proof, you know, sort of campaign. They've shown a bunch of celebrities, high-end names using their clothing, and just, again, very minimalist text. They have, you know, copy in alignment with their actual ad. I mean, this is amazing. These are all things that you guys can be easily doing, and it doesn't even take that much effort. All right, so let's pause that right there. So you can see the product right away in the first few seconds. People are wearing the product. It's showing the functionality. I mean, this guy's out, you know, they're painting an image for people who want this product. They're saying, you know, if you're a man and you want to attract attractive women and you want to have fun, you want to be in the nightlife, you know, but maybe you're a guy who's, you know, addicted to his work, or he works from home, or, you know, you want to feel comfortable, you know, in the office, whatever it is. Or in this picture, it's this guy being comfortable drinking coffee. So he's at home, he's being casual, he's laid back. And then there's this guy who's out adventuring, right? So you can see, like, they're allowing the audience to really paint a massive visualization in their head of, like, wow, like, look at all these unique scenarios. Look at all these, like, look at these attractive guys. Like, this guy's attracting a girl. This guy's hanging out. This guy's crushing his work. This guy's on an adventure. Like, they're painting a picture in their audience's mind, so that the audience member is obviously has fear of missing out, that FOMO. It's creating urgency, because once you have FOMO, there's more urgency placed on actually going in and purchasing that product. But then when you see other people wearing it, it just gives you that credibility factor, and it gives you that social proof. So this is a great example. Let's continue watching to see what goes on. Guys, like, do you see what they're doing here? Like, they're painting a picture in your mind. I mean, this guy is single-handedly, you know, slaying. This guy is about to go home with some girl tonight, all because he's wearing Cuts clothing. Like, any guy watching this ad is gonna be like, oh my God, like, if I can wear that, and that's how that is gonna make me feel and look, and it's gonna make me feel more confident, and I can go out and talk to girls and do this, and that, like, that's huge, right? And you might be watching this video and maybe you're not in the clothing niche, whatever it is, but, like, use this as an example. Like, maybe you sell iPhone cases, you know what I mean? And, like, maybe that iPhone case does something really cool. Like, it doesn't matter. You can visually paint a picture in somebody's mind. So This is an awesome ad. I bet you this ad is continuing to run for them because it's probably crazy profitable. Ten out of 10. Enough said, right? And again, this one's probably pretty cool. Okay, this is a really cool ad, because we've been making a lot of these for our clients as well too. And it's so easy to literally showcase your product. And if you don't have a video, it's okay. Use images. You can literally use a slideshow of images and make some very simple creatives, but showcase, you know, reviews, showcase testimonials, because this is what's really going to resonate with your audience. And again, showcasing that social proof, showcasing that other people are wearing your product, using your product, whatever it is. And these are really good top of the funnel campaigns. They're also really good bottom of the funnel campaigns when you're retargeting people, because the more and more people start to see that there's like a trend of other people wearing or using your products, they're going to be pumped. And so this is a really good ad. I can already tell. Right, so you see now they're starting to actually showcase some of the benefits and features of the product. I always encourage people, have a good mix of features and benefits. They're two different things. But here's the thing. People buy a product for their benefits, right? So people don't buy a drill because this drill, feels super good in their hand and blah, blah, blah. No, they buy a drill because it's designed to make a hole. So showcase the benefits, right? Unreal, right? Like super simple. How easy is this to make? And my biggest recommendation for a lot of you guys who are starting off, maybe you're drop shipping, like I said, you're trying to go for white label, you're trying to build into a big brand, like order the product to your house. I mean, it baffles me how many people don't order the products to their own house and like actually touch and feel the products that they're selling to other people. I mean, you're in one of the greatest times ever in like the history of this planet to be able to actually share value with other people across the internet. Like you can reach billions of people through the internet. And so you might as well really invest all your energy into adding value to them. And so order the product online, get it in, touch and feel the product, see the quality, and then take some content of it. Take some content and be able to, showcase like that first feeling of when you open the product, right? It makes it so much more easier to resonate with your audience if you know what your product is and you know what problem your product solves. If you've touched and feeled it, you've used it, whatever it is, it's going to make it so much easier for you to communicate these things to your client. These are really, really good ads. I hope this was very valuable to you guys, because I think the easiest solution to just making good quality advertisements is going to your competitors, going to other stores and checking out their Facebook ads library and seeing what they're running for ads. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I hope that added a lot of value to those of you who are running your own Facebook ad campaigns, or maybe you are part of a marketing agency, you're running ad campaigns for other clients, whatever it is. I hope this added a ton of value to you. And if it did, don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be coming out with a lot more content every single week, but adding a ton of value to you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Peace.